Hello, welcome at la salle à manger. It's almost 1 p.m. today, so we are waiting for people to connect. How are you today? I hope you're good. It's raining in New York City. It was very, very gray this morning, but now it's a little bit better, that cover. We are very confined at home today, even if the mayor of New York didn't decide to home shelter us. That means we are not allowed to go outside, like our friends in Italy or Spain or France even. Say hello to my friends in France and everywhere in the world. My lover is here today also, behind the camera, and he will look at your questions if you have, and I will answer to them. Is it one?
It is
almost.
Yes.
And that's it. So I hope you are ready. I'm very excited to do this second live. The first one was a little bit stressful, I have to say, but now I feel much more relaxed. I had some critics from my friends, from my lover, from my mother-in-law, Debbie, also. Well, it was more about Steven than me. She said I was absolutely perfect, which I believe. And here we are. Is it one?
It is 101.
It is one. Okay, so we are going to start, and as you've seen today, we are making a quiche. It's something extremely French, also. And when I met Steven, he talked to me about his passion for quiche. Every time he's going to a museum, he's trying a quiche and give notes to the quiche he eat. And
it's the museum quiche review.
Yes, museum quiche review. And so it was a kind of challenge for me to make better quiche than the Metropolitan Opera or the Metropolitan Museum or any museum in the world. So to make a quiche is actually extremely simple. The most difficult is to make the crust. Don't buy the crust in a store, do it yourself. It's very, very easy. You can even make it in advance. So you have some dough in the fridge ready for a quiche. And in the quiche, as I told you a few days ago, you can put whatever you want. My advice is you make a quiche at the end of the week, so you save everything, every leftover you have during the week, any salad, any onion, any vegetables, a piece of bacon or anything, fish or meat, or there is some things they have to put it in a different way. For example, if you put tomatoes are going to release a lot of water, so there is a way to put the tomatoes inside, but you can add cheese, for example, all the end of cheese. When you eat a piece of cheese and there's always a little bit left, put it on the side in a box, you keep them, and then at the end of the week or even at the end of the month, you collect all this cheese and you make a delicious cheese quiche. Okay? So, any question now? No? So let's start. To make the crust, we need 250 grams of flour. So, I made some homework for you, American, and it's pretty complicated for me in cups and ounces and all of that. A cup of flour is 231 grams, according to Google. So 250, it's 1 cup and a little bit more. Then 1 egg, olive oil, and hot water. I'm going to warm the water. When I said hot water, do not use the hot water of your faucet. It's not very good because it's better to warm the water and to boil it. And why are we using more olive oil? rather than butter, it's because the olive oil will make the dough more crunchy. The butter will make it more soft, and I prefer that. And if you have anything in your pantry, like seeds, I don't know which one they are, this one, but I found them in, you want to taste?
I think there's sunflower seeds.
That's sunflower seeds?
I think so.
I don't. I found that, I didn't label it, but it's very good. So anything like that, we are going to put that on the bottom of the dough. Mix it with the dough, you'll see it's delicious, and when you eat it, you have something crunchy. But you can put nuts, you can put pistachios if you want, whatever you want, poppy seeds, salt, pepper, and that's it for now. And for the cream, we need 200 grams of heavy cream, which is 1 cup approximately of heavy cream, and 4 eggs. Here, 4 eggs. Little bit of butter for the plate, and we can start. Okay, so to make the dough, you can make it with that. You can make it with that. We all have that in the tool boxes, sometimes in plastic, a little bit bigger. But the best is that, because you're going to feel the dough. It's much, much, much better. So on your counter, or in a bowl, if you don't have a counter, you can put that in a large bowl. I don't have a large bowl here, but in a large bowl. Like that. Okay. And you are going to put first the dry thing. So a little bit of salt, like big pinch of salt, pepper. You mix that like that. Okay. Together. And in the center, you crack the egg. You remember? Last time I showed you how to crack an egg with one hand. I show you again. You hold the egg like that. Okay. Up. You open it a little bit, and with this finger and this finger, you open. You press very slowly, not with the whole hand. And up. Boom. It falls by itself. Fancy, huh? And then you start to mix that with the tips of your fingers. And not too much, very light. Oh, you collect all the flowers that goes on the sides. And so the humidity of the eggs is going to go inside the flour. So more you do that, and more, you see, the flour is getting like flaky. And you must feel with your fingers that the eggs is all over the flour. So if you feel like there is some flour completely dry, you continue. And always with the tip up of your fingers, like that. Any questions? No? Good. Okay. And now we are going to add the liquid in it. Hot water. Up. I'm still stressed. Okay. Olive oil. There is 50 millimeter of olive oil, which means like something like 4
milliliters.
Sorry?
Milliliters.
Milliliters. Milliliters. So that means like approximately 4 or 5 tablespoons. So you put a little bit of olive oil like that, a little bit of water like that, not too much. We need to go slowly. And hop again, always with the tip of your fingers, you continue. So you see, it's getting a little bit more humid, but still very like that. Continue. Right, a little bit more olive oil. A little bit more of water. Always, every time a little bit, not too much. It's better to put less and then add than to put too much. Then you have to add flowers and you have too much flowers and it's flour, sorry, and it's endless. So you see, it's coming together now. You can remove it if you want. Okay, still flaky, no problem. Little bit of olive oil and a little bit of water. And we continue. And it starts to become sticky in your hands. Form. You see how long it takes us to make the dough? Like not even 5 minutes. Okay, you see? More need water, yes, a little bit more. Continue, and it should be good. Any questions? So now you can start. Now it's, you see, so you can start a little bit with your hands instead of your fingers, and you take the dough like that. So here it's really a question of feeling, because depending on your flour, depending on your olive oil, depending on many things, it's very difficult to have like the exact amount to make a perfect dough. So you feel it. How can I describe that? You see, more I'm doing that, and more the dough gets smooth. You see? I'm going to put a little bit more of water. Again, every time you add water, it's very, very little. Because a little water makes a lot of effect in the crust. Here we are, look at that. For our friends who are gluten-free, you can use gluten-free flour very easily with that. You probably have to put a little bit more of flour, but say you play it by ear. More flour, more water, and look. You see how smooth. Look. You actually put more of that, but look how beautiful is it now. In 5 minutes, you made your own dough. It's 100 times better, 1,000 times better, 1,000,000 times better than any other you buy in a store. And then you're going to incorporate in it the seeds, just like that, and you press, put them in, turn, and turn again, and again, and again, and again, and again. There's questions?
Yeah.
Oh. Et voilà. Look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. It's smooth, elastic. It's perfect. So, now what you do? You have two options. You're super hungry and you don't want to wait. It's fine. You can use it immediately. You are not super hungry because you're very well organized and you don't have so much to do lately. You make it flat and round. Look at that. This food. And you wrap it in plaster and in the fridge for 15-30 minutes. Okay? You're too hurry? Yes?
Can you use almond flour for the dough?
I think so, yes. You can use almond flour, but the almond flour will be a little bit sugary. Not sugary, sweet. Sorry. But yes, you can use absolutely almond flour. Make test before on a small amount and you try. But yes, you can definitely use that. You can use chestnut flour also. I'm not using so much gluten-free flours, even if I have two of very good friends, Mamie and Daniel, and even Anne, and they are gluten-free. So usually I avoid to make something with flour for them. But yes, try almond flour. So you see, it's nice, it's beautiful, and it's very easy. Wash my hands, clean that. Always keep everything clean, no mess. Up. Okay, so now I need this. Okay, so you can use any shape or any size. This is 10 inches, which is like pretty good size, and it's very high. It's pretty high, but you can use lower, you can use larger, not too large. If you don't have that, it's fine. You can use any a large baking tray, like that, for example. That's my friend Monique, who's maybe is watching us now. She's making her quiche and tarts in this kind of tray, and she called them the Bordel tarts. Go check her Instagram, you will see, she's amazing. Hello Monique. Okay, you have that. Little bit of butter. What's happened?
Your brother tried FaceTiming you.
You what?
Your brother tried FaceTiming you.
Oh. My brother is trying to call me. Seems to get to. Hello brother. He's probably calling me and says, "Oh, I'm watching you." He's in Paris. He's my old brother. And we love each other very, very, very much. I'm in this world because of him. He convinced my parents to make another baby. They didn't want, and he said, "Please, please, please, please. I want a brother and a sister." And hop, I arrived. Thank you, Albert. I love you. Okay. Oh, talking about parents. If you were here last time, this is my father here, and this is his mother, my grandmother. And I'm wearing the hat my great-grandfather was wearing when he was in Egypt. Because all my family is Egyptian. I grew up in France, but my heart is in part in Egypt, in France, and now in America. So I have 3 hearts. Okay. What? I think it's funny. The dough you just made, and then I can hear you said, oh, we don't want something to roll the dough. How you call that?
Rolling pin.
The rolling what?
Pin?
Rolling pin? No, you don't need a rolling pin. If you love to use a rolling pin, go ahead, but don't bother. You just put the dough, look, up in the middle of the pan, like that, and with your palm, from the center, you're going to push on the side, palm and fingers. You see? Up, up. The most important when you do that is to make sure you don't create holes in the middle or somewhere on the top. Because if you create holes and then we put the liquid in it, everything is going to spread everywhere in your oven. It's going to be a catastrophe. But like that, from the center to the edge, it's fine with me. Yes. Okay, my lover is very grumpy today, I don't know. I think he's hungry.
Are you preheating the oven today?
Yes, oh sorry, I forgot to say, yes, the oven is preheat, 400 Fahrenheit, which is 205, 210 in Celsius. Not too high, because the slowest the quiche is cooking, the better it is. I'm going to explain you why. But before that, a little tip. You see? And it doesn't have to be regular and perfect, and if you want to make it regular and perfect, when you arrive at the edge, like that, you take a knife and up you cut the edge of the dart, but you don't need to do that. So you see, making sure there's no holes. Go all the way up, even a little bit more, it's okay. Look, it's absolutely perfect and easy, and no roll pin, no flour everywhere again. So, what's the little tip here? You may have yes, quiche before, and you say yes, but the crust is kind of sloppy and humid, and yes, that happens when you put the dough directly with the liquid inside the oven. The dough doesn't have time to cook really well, so the liquid goes inside the dough, and then it's endless to cook. And when it's cooked on the top, actually it's not really cooked on the bottom. Many chefs, they will tell you, oh, but cook first the crust, like for 15 or 20 minutes, and then you take it out, and then you wait until it cools, and then you make the heavy cream. It's possible, it's not impossible. If you have time, you can do that. If you don't have time to do that, this in the freezer, and you leave it for max 15 minutes, the time to make the apparel. And after 15 minutes, I will show you the results. So why you do that? Did you wash your hands 10 times today? Yes?
Wait, we'll pause, one question.
Yes.
What if you get a hole in the crust? What do you do to
Oh,
repair
if you
it?
get a hole in the crust, look, I'm making that, and oh, shit, I make a big hole. It's okay, you just patch it with the dough. Big hole, you take a little bit of dough on the side, and you patch it. Good?
There's actually a bunch of holes in there.
Sorry? What did you say?
There's a bunch of holes in this section.
Where do you
Small
see
ones.
holes? Here? Here? Where do you see holes? Oh, you want to be on the camera?
I don't
That's
know.
why. Oh, he wants to be on the camera. You want to say hello?
No.
Okay, so yes, so I was telling, so it's done in the freezer. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, time to prepare the liquid. Why in the freezer? It's very easy because the dough is going to get very hard. So when you take out of the freezer, you put the apparel and straight in the oven. The time that the crust gets soft again, like defreeze, I don't know how you say, defreeze, yes, again, the liquid won't have time to go inside because it will cook very, very quickly. So the crust will be absolutely perfect. Okay, questions? Yes?
No.
No? Good. You see, 20 minutes only. So now what to put in the quiche? Whatever you want or whatever you have in the fridge. So I prepared few things I have in the fridge. So as I told you, you have old cheese, old piece of cheese. You can make delicious quiche with cheese, different cheese. You can add some thyme in it. Here I had like old spinach. It was like getting little bits.
Is there a reason you don't put that in the freezer?
Yes, there is a reason, because I made some magic things for you, like real chef. No, I didn't forget. Thank you for noticing that. These little green onions, that's very good. Also, it's the season of chickpeas. They arrive everywhere. In Spain, they call that the pearls of the garden. So use that. I found like some old feta in the cheese. I'm going to use it today. You can add salmon if you want. You made yesterday salmon and there was leftover of the salmon. You just add it in it. As I told you, if you want to add tomatoes, be careful. Cut them and put them upside down, so you have the half on the top. Then the liquid doesn't go inside the other liquid and make it too much liquid. Bacon, if you have bacon, it's perfect. Also, it's very, very good. This, do you know what's that? Last weekend, Saturday, we went with my friend Vallejo and Angela in Prospect Park. And we collect some herbs in the park, and this one is called garlic field. It's absolutely super delicious. It smells really well. And look, it's still growing. Careful, don't take anything in the park you don't know what it is, because they're very, very dangerous things. Okay, so spinach. You like spinach? That's our lunch. Spinach, feta, and
Love it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he's ready to eat anything today. Oh, do you see this beautiful board? It's made by my friend Peter Schreiber. Peter Schreiber has a farm in Long Island, and if you live in the neighborhood, maybe you came already. He's doing some vegetable markets here during the spring, summer, and fall, and he's also making these beautiful objects. Up, finger, et voila. Yeah. Okay, 20 minutes after. You're done. So you go in the freezer. You go in the freezer and you take your crust and see, super cold, super soft. Look. I'm going to put it back. Yes, put it back just the time to make the apparel. To make the apparel, this, 2 200 grams of heavy cream. Someone asked me this morning, can I use milk? Yes, you can use milk, but you will have to put more eggs because the heavy cream will hold much better than the milk. But yes, you can make milk. But it's very easy to find heavy cream here. Okay, so 200 grams of heavy cream, 4 eggs. Can I have the salt and the pepper, please?
Yes.
For example, if you, I don't know, if you put bacon, for example, do not add salt because the bacon are already very, very, very salty. So you don't need to oversalt your apparel. But if you make like broccolis, for example, yes, you can add. If you put salmon, you don't need to add salt. Okay, you can put any herbs you want, any spice. Don't put too much. The simplest is the better. See, it's ready. Ready.
Would you fry the bacon or would you just add it
Yes,
raw?
you fry the bacon. Yes, you fry it before. You roll it in the paper tissue, then to remove the fat. And yes, fry it before. It's better. Like if you make it crunchy, it's very good. Do that. Okay. So from the freezer, this one. You put the apparel in it, just like that. Oh. So you see, said, oh, there's not enough. Maybe wait until you put all the elements inside, because if you add much more, the liquid is going to go up. So maybe we have to add more. The onions. So remember, you're going to cut that in slices. So make sure there is everywhere, because if not, some of your top will be without. Okay? Feta, same. Oh. There we go. Yes. Parsley. I had some parsley left. A gift from Bory Farming. I don't know if you know them. Go check their website. It's great what they are doing, especially in this time. They are using only 5% of water used in the big industry, food industry, so it's really nice. And then let's make an homage to Monique and put that like that. And when you're going to cook that, the cream is going to go up also. So you don't want everything to, what do you call that?
Spill?
Spill.
Spill over,
Spill over.
I guess.
Yes. Okay, some spinach. Here we are. Good? Yes. And I agree, we need a little bit more. So 1 egg, a little bit of cream. And here you can do that really just by eye. You don't need to.
Where in the park did you find those herbs?
Oh, it's almost everywhere in the park. We did a tour in the park with wild man Steve, who is, I think, the first guy who really starts to foraging here in the cities. And so he showed us, but it was mostly everywhere, especially this one. Be very careful. This one, there are another one extremely similar, and they grow next to that, and they are very dangerous. But it was mostly at the entrance of the park. And then let's put that, that will give a kind of garlicky taste. Smells really good. Et voilà. Look at that. You like pepper? Yes? Add some pepper. You have pepper?
No.
No.
Like salt and pepper?
Yes, where's the salt and pepper?
You put
Oh, here. You like pepper? Add more pepper on the top. Okay, the oven is warm. 350, 400. Look.
Do you want to zoom?
Yes, you. You see how beautiful is that? It's not as beautiful as Monique, but we get closer, Monique. Before you put in the oven, with your fingers or with that, put some liquid on the dough. And you see the dough is like still really frozen. Then it will get really brown and nice. Et voilà. Last look. You see? Yes? See here?
Yeah, there.
Like that? I can do too much. Okay, I open that.
So the oven's set to 400?
Yes, 350, 400 depends on your oven, but 350 is good. 400 if it's not like a super efficient. If your oven is not super efficient, put yes, 400. How long? An hour at least.
So why did you put it on the baking sheet and not just...
I put on the baking sheet just by security in case there is a spill, so it won't fall in the oven, but it will stay on the tray. Because if it falls on the oven, it's going to have smoke everywhere. Here it stay on the tray. It's nice, it's better. Okay, so 1 hour. At the opposite of the chouquette last 2 days ago, here you can open your oven anytime and check how is it. It needs to really get gold on the top. And if it looks ready, leave it a little bit more. Remember about the crust, I told you the crust takes a little bit longer to cook. Make sure it's not sloppy. It should not be with this freezer technique. Et voilà. And you can eat that with green salad, that's the best, or the leftover of the spinach. You make a little salad with that. You have any questions? No? It was good? Okay. So, thank you very much again. The next recipe will be in 2 days. I do that every other day. And it will be the bœuf bourguignon, my bœuf bourguignon, my bœuf stew. It's the bœuf I'm doing for many, many, many years. Extremely simple to do. I'm going to post later today the ingredients you need. You don't need too much ingredients, but a lot of red wine, of course. And I'll post the quiche in an hour and a half. Oh yes, another advice. When the quiche is ready, take it out of the oven and wait. Don't eat it. If it's too hot, it's not really good. It's getting really, really better when it gets cool, like it's almost cold. You can let it get cold and warm it again. Woof! You've seen? Half an hour. very quick and you make everyone happy. Thank you very, very much. You can still send me questions if you have on Instagram. This video will be available for 24 hours on Insta Live, and then I will post it on Facebook and on the website of theinvisibledog.org. In 20 minutes, my friend Oliver Jeffers is going to read one of his books. So time to clean, to have glass of anything, and you can listen to his beautiful, beautiful stories. Thank you very much. See you in 2 days. Bye.